Once upon a time, in the faraway land of Stoke, there was a young man called Alex. Stoke was a town built on clay and coal, and while those are perfectly solid things on which to build a town, neither of them held much interest for Alex. He travelled far and wide, learning much and studying at the feet of great storytellers. His travels brought him to the end of the world, where a dreamlike city was built on sand and shivers. In the city had crashed a space witch called Pam, beaming music out on all frequencies in the hope of contacting her home planet. Together, they bent their crafts to making something new, combining their talents to tell stories in a way no one had tried before. After a year and a day, their work was done. They called it Metalalia, Beyond Books.
Metalalia is, at heart, a love letter to all the things that set my mind on fire when I was growing up. Science fiction, fantasy, myths, fairy tales. I wanted to try and pass some of that passion along and give people who also had that fire in them a chance to tell their stories as well.
Metalalia is not your average e-reader. When we started this project, we wanted it to have more than text and more than illustrations and more than narration. Think of Metalalia as a music video for your fairy tales.
It had to be fairy tales that we started with because fairy tales are, for most of us, the first stories we hear. They hold so much of our storytelling DNA, these tropes that we've passed down from generation to generation for thousands of years.
Metalalia means that which comes after stories. All of the fairy tales and folk stories that we're adapting have actually been evolving over thousands of years and have been told by so many people over time. All that we're really doing is adding new vibrancy to them.
There were times when I thought it was too much and that this wasn't going to happen. It was scary. Kickstarters are scary.
We are very lucky that people have responded positively to our project. Right now we are working with a few writers and artists and musicians to bring you new stories. My favorite story so far? I would say that the Hairwoven Rope was the most emotionally fulfilling to work on, but I think my favorite to score was actually Bad Wolf. Even though it was a challenge, I really liked it because I actually really like challenges. I'm a big weirdo.
The story I would say I enjoyed working on the most is definitely The Seven Raveners, and that is because it's the story I can imagine myself rereading the most when I was growing up. Alex, growing up, was really into Star Wars and Matilda, and this is kind of like Matilda does Star Wars.
You can download Metalalia for free. Right now it's available on iOS for your iPhone or for your iPad. And you can also head over to our website, which is metalalia.com. Right now we have our web app up in its beta form, and we would love to know what you think of it.
Please also follow us on social media. If you like fairy tales or mythological content, we post several times a week, and we would love to see you.